Hey y'all. Hello everyone. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? This is your divine Lord. My hair looks big. Let me move this back just a little. I'm laying down here. Just wanted to go live and show some love to all of my viewers and subscribers. How are you guys doing? Happy fall, everybody. Hopefully, everyone is doing well, safe, happy, and healthy. Um, Make sure that if you come across this video that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And tonight we are going to touch on the Capricorn. Now, I haven't talked about the Capricorn in a while, but Capricorn has really been on my mind lately, um, especially um, being that I'm a Cancer and then my opposite polarity is Capricorn. I feel like it's important for us to talk about our opposite polarities, okay? Because they do affect us. Um, hey, because they do affect us. And sometimes I find that, especially with the water signs, especially with myself, sometimes I can operate out of my opposite polarity, which is Capricorn, okay? Which they call your dark side. But I just wanted to touch on Capricorn and how is everybody doing with this moon in Scorpio? Honey, the moon is in Scorpio and people are really with the shits this season. Like it's tough. It's tough. People are really in their feelings. The moon is in Scorpio and motherfuckers are in their feelings for real. And I'm just sitting here. I have some things to do today. I got some things accomplished. Um, I got my wine here. All right. Just a little something, something. Nothing spectacular. Okay, nothing spectacular. No razzle dazzle. But just a little something, you know. All right. So let's get into Capricorn. Of course, I have my notes here. I still have this here. This is just my guidebook. Keep everything in here. All right. Now, we all know that Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the farthest planet from the sun. It's one of the coldest planets as well. Um, Capricorn, cardinal Earth, cardinal Earth. Okay, here we go. When I get ready to go into Capricorn, I know that I'm going into Capricorn because I have here my pentagram. I don't know if you guys can see it. It might be a little ugly. My pentagram and the different meanings of the pentagram. Some people they see the pentagram and they think, "Oh, that's the devil and that's evil and that's this and that's that." But we're not going to go there. Okay? We're not going to go there. So Capricorn being ruled by Saturn. Okay? Saturn has its own moons. Okay? And rings. Saturn is its own solar system within a solar system and it's independent in functions. It doesn't need other planets to function. Saturn is very much it very much operates on its own. Okay? Saturn doesn't need the sun. Saturn doesn't need the other planets. Saturn doesn't need anything. Saturn is itself. It's self-dependent, much like the Capricorn. Capricorn ruling Earth. Capricorn rules financial gain, earthly gains. Capricorn is self dependent and they don't need anybody. They don't. Capricorns are very much independent, self dependent individuals and money makers. Capricorns are marvelous, marvelous business business owners, workers, money makers. Capricorn, they rule the dollar. They rule the almighty dollar and they know how to make the dollar too. And they will do whatever it takes to make the dollar as well. Now, Saturn has the knowledge of man, as does the Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, the devil. Okay, the knowledge of man. And that correlates with Genesis 26. And if you guys don't know what that is, I'm going to read it to you. Then God said, "Let us make human beings in our image to be like us. They will reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the livestock, the wild animals on earth, and small animals that scurry the ground." That Saturn, the knowledge of man, the knowledge and the authority that was given to man is ruled by Saturn. That's Saturn. Okay, Capricorn is a dictator and he shows no remorse in love or in business. Capricorn views everything as a business, even when it could be a relationship with a family member, it could be a relationship with a lover. Capricorn is going to dictate the situation in any way, shape, or form because they have to make sure that whatever situation that they put themselves in, that is going to pay them off later. That's what they're interested in. If it's not going to be reciprocal, Capricorn is not with it. Capricorn is not with it. Now let's go to the opposite of Capricorn, which is Cancer. Cancer rules reciprocation as well. Okay, there has to be an equal give and take. There has to be an equal give and take. You'll never find a Capricorn or a Cancer that's going to give more than they receive. That's just not going to happen. If you think you're going to take advantage of a Capricorn, you better think again. They'll let you think you're taking advantage of them, and the whole time they're playing you. Hello to whoever hopped in. How you doing? Hope everything is well with you. Um, I have a lot of things here, but I'm just going to touch on a few. Um, Capricorn is conservative most of the time and is a very under the radar kind of person. You won't find Capricorn to be very flashy. To me, Capricorns give me like a very sneaky vibe. They give me very sneaky vibes. I don't feel like Capricorns are very flashy. You won't really know what they have going on. They really want to know more about you than you know about them. They can be very secretive with their personal lives. They're very secretive. They're very when it comes to their friends, their family, the things that actually matter to them, they keep that very close and tight niche, okay? Um when the Capricorn is young, they can be very ruthless in love. Okay, um, I won't say that it takes a lot. I won't say that it takes a lot for a Capricorn to find true love, but it takes a lot for a Capricorn to allow themselves to be vulnerable when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships. They have an issue with being vulnerable. Capricorns don't like to be vulnerable, they don't like to be open. They like to feel like there's some kind of shield or some kind of a self, protection at all times because they want to protect what they have. They want to, you know, savor what they have. The Capricorn can be cruel. They can be. The Capricorn can be cruel at times, and they can be emotionally unavailable. Okay, so if you're in a relationship with a Capricorn and you find that this person is emotionally unavailable, I personally feel like that's just the nature of the Capricorn. It just comes with the package. It really does. It comes with the package. But being a cardinal earth sign, being a Capricorn means that you have a very great duty to fulfill within this lifetime. Now, your Capricorn is your cardinal sign. These are your movers and your shakers of the zodiac. Okay, these are people who are going to get things going. Capricorns is always the ones, they have all the good ideas, they have all the strategies. They know, I mean, Capricorns are wonderful business people. Wonderful business people. um the Capricorn is only interested in what will sustain and preserve him. He is not an emotional lover and is an opportunist and a man who knows how to survive and live lavishly. Okay, so Capricorns can, Capricorns can tend to be opportunists. You may think that a Capricorn is interested in you for you, in which they could be. I'm not saying that they're not. But most of the time, when you find that a Capricorn is overly interested in you, or that a Capricorn, pays a lot of attention to you, watches you, that Capricorn is trying to figure out and study you because they want to know how they can utilize you. What part of their lives would you fit in to where it will be a payoff for them later on down the line? That's usually why a Capricorn may approach you or seem to be very interested or overly interested in you. Okay. But the Capricorn is not interested in being in love. He represents coldness and isolation. Coldness and isolation, which is Saturn. Okay. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. He will love you, but he won't be in love with you. So Capricorn does have the ability to love. We all have the ability to love. But Capricorn is not the sign that's going to be in love with you. They're not going to allow themselves to be that vulnerable. They're just not. And I know, and I've met a couple of Capricorn. I actually used to work with a Capricorn. And it's true. They're not emotional people and they are dictators. They have I find that Capricorns, I would say Capricorn, Virgo, those two signs have like what I call the takeover spirit. Like they have a takeover spirit. They want to control shit. They want to control everything. It's just ridiculous. Um and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking about it. Random thought, but I'm just going to put it out there since I'm here. This is what most people, this is the evil eye. Okay. And people can wear it around their neck. You can wear it on your left wrist. If you choose to wear it on your wrist, you always wear it on your left. And somebody made a comment one time because they saw me wearing it. And those who know, and those who don't. Okay. Um, this girl, she made a comment and she was like, "Oh, I heard that, evil eye. Oh, I see that you wear it. It's demonic." I think it's very ignorant for people to make assumptions like that. Evil eye is a very ancient talisman. This is something that's been around for hundreds of years, and it's known to protect its owner. I cleanse this. I smoke cleanse my evil eye talisman on a regular basis. I use Palo Santo. I use sage because it actually absorbs negative energy, evil eye that people are trying to send towards you, or people who are trying to do work on you, or jealousy, bad energy. It absorbs all of that, and when it breaks or when it shatters, that means that it's done its work and that it's absorbed too much of the negative energy. That's why it's important that you smoke cleanse this as well. This is not something that's demonic. It's not something that's evil. It's called evil eye because it actually watches out for evil that people are trying to send your way. And it's actually protect us, form of protection for the person who wears it. So just a quick little education for those of you who don't know. But I said those who know and those who don't because I was somewhere else and I was, I always wear my evil eye. I was somewhere else and I was wearing it. And this guy, he was like, "Hey, much respect to your evil eye." And I was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, you must be one of the ones." You get what I'm saying? Some people say the chosen one, light workers, whatever the case may be. But I always say the one because I'm like, those who know, and those who don't. But anywho, let's get back to these Capricorns. Let's get back to these Capricorns. Um, where did I leave off? The Capricorn, like I said before, the Capricorn will study you. He'll sit in the background and watch you, not because he is infatuated by you, but because he's trying to see how he can utilize you. The Capricorn is always looking for a way to utilize something, some person, some place. They're always looking for opportunity in order to utilize to better self preserve, to build for self. Capricorn represents the self. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you do have to have an equal balance. And that's why we have Cancer, you know, as the opposite polarity, because Cancer is very much about the home, family, friends. And then you have the opposite, which is the darker side of Cancer, which is Capricorn, that is all about itself. So it all balances out in a way when you think about it. Also, I wanted to go ahead and touch on this wonderful holiday that's coming up, Halloween. Okay. Um, Hallows Eve will actually be the anniversary of the passing of my grandfather, whom I was very close to. He passed on Hallows Eve. And what I want to explain to people is Halloween is nothing to be afraid of. Okay. We shouldn't be afraid of anything because everything, everything kind of connects to each other. Okay. Whether you want to believe it or not, we have access to the spiritual realm just like the spiritual realm has access to us. Now there are spiritual laws that are in place in order to keep the peace and the balance between the two, but please believe that there is access. And as we approach Halloween, that protective veil or that spiritual veil that separates us from the deceased and from the spirit world, it gets very, very thin. Okay, it gets very, very thin. Halloween night needs to be a night where if you're a light worker, you need to definitely be doing your protection work during Halloween night. Okay, you need to be burning your protective candles. I have my white, black, and red candles here. Okay, you always burn those three color candles together. I have those 7-day candles, the big ones that come in the glass. I have a white one, a black one, and a red one, and you burn the black one in the middle, and that wards off spirits or entities that are coming to harm you, any kind of evil or harm that wards that away. Now, my grandmother, my great grandmother, is a Blackfoot Indian. Okay, and she used candle work. So there are certain gems that I learned from my great grandmother and from my grandmother that I'm now passing on to you. So now that we're approaching Halloween, it's very important that my tarot card readers, my light workers, my spiritual gurus, that you guys are doing your protective work, because Halloween is the time where that veil that's between the physical and the spiritual is very thin, and it's very easy to access that other realm during that time. And people who are into dark work, dark magic, voodoo, because all magic is not dark and all voodoo is not harmful or bad, but the people who are into that kind of work, that's the time where they're really going to be conjuring up some mess, because it's going to be very, very easy. Even for your regular, even for your beginner witches, or your, people who do more, lighter, spell work and whatnot. Nothing that's too my people who use herbs, which is nothing wrong with that because I use that as well. Um, herbal work and things of that nature. The veil is very thin. So just make sure that you're doing your protection work, that you have your Bibles open to Psalms 119, that you're burning your candles, that you're cleansing your home, that use your coconut milk and your herbs, make your spiritual baths, burning your frankincense, your myrrh, your holy wood, your sage, your dragon's blood incense. I mean, make sure you got the whole nine going on, especially Halloween night. Especially Halloween night. I would really advise you to even go to the dollar store. Like if you have a botanica or a spiritual shop or store near your home, I would um I would advise you to go to the botanica or to your spiritual shop near your home and purchase some Florida water and some holy water. Okay. You can even go to the Dollar Tree. Let me just get comfortable. You could even go to the Dollar Tree. All right. And find those candles, those, those candles that can burn for like 7 days straight in the glass, and just have that burning continuously throughout the night in your home, especially on Halloween for protection. And have your Bible open, cleanse your candle with the holy water, bless your candles, pray over your candles, set your intentions for protection in your home, and make sure that you're doing that on Halloween because, you're going to need it. The veil is getting thin anyway. The veil is getting thin anyway. A lot of people are having encounters, spiritual encounters. And for those of you who watched my last two videos, you guys know it's a real thing because I used to read tarot. I read tarot on and off for about maybe 1 or 2 years. And I actually took a break because there are things that were interfering and, things that I wasn't aware of. And maybe I was slipping on my protection work or whatever the case may be. And you think that you're untouchable because you do have your angels protecting you, your spirit guides, your ancestors, but you still have to do your work too. That's important. You still have to do your work too. So I had to take a break because I was having some encounters that were not very welcoming. So, the veil is thin anyway, especially for us light workers. They call us the woke culture or whatever the case may be. So make sure that you're doing your protection work. Cascarilla, black salt. These are things that you need to be lining your homes with. I actually make my own black salt. Everybody has their own way of doing things, but I save the ashes from my sage, from Palo Santo, from whatever herbs that I burn. Bay leaf is also really good to use as well. And I make my own black salt and keep it in a jar. Okay. If you want to do protection work for your family members, for your kids, you can take a white piece of paper, use your hands because everything is energy, and you're going to write the person's name, your kid, your mom, your uncle, whoever it may be. And you're going to write their name on that piece of paper. You're going to fold it towards you 3 times. You're going to pray over it. And you can actually put it like in a little glass bowl or jar or whatever, something that's open. Something that's open. Okay? Or even on a plate. Okay? And you cover their name with the black salt. You cover it with the black salt. And you could also leave that in front of your candles when you're burning your protective candles on Halloween to, create that protection and that shield for your friends and for your family members. Just a couple of gems I'm dropping on you guys. Because Halloween is coming up and it's going to be a lot of people doing a lot of, spiritual foolery. So make sure that you're, that you're spiritually strapped. Just like you have the right to defend yourself in the physical realm. If somebody tries to bring you physical harm, you have the right to defend yourself. If somebody tries to bring you spiritual harm, you have the right to defend yourself. Okay. And you should. And you should. I'm sorry I don't have no music playing. I usually have my music playing, but my speaker stopped working. But yes, I just wanted to come on here and I wanted to touch on that as well. I've also been getting, those of you who follow me on Instagram, divine_guidance 777. That's my Instagram, and I'll put it in the description box after this live stream. But people have been asking me if I'm ever going to start doing readings again, and as of right now, no, I wouldn't right now. I'm really focusing on other things that I have going on in my life. um Tarot reading was not something that I was invested in like 24/7. It's something that I enjoyed doing. And I won't say that I don't miss doing it, that I don't miss tarot, because it was kind of like an outlet for me. I enjoyed um, just bringing people that clarity and that guidance that they may have really needed. I just felt like I wanted to use my gift in a positive manner. I wanted to be a vessel for spirit so that I could help people and give people the closure and give people the clarity that they needed for whatever situation that they were in. But what I did enjoy about tarot was everything that it came with. It came with a lot. There was a lot of things going on behind the scenes that people didn't know and people didn't see. You get me? Like, people didn't know and see the things that I was going through. And I've explained in my last video, well, my last video, I've always been a very spiritually in tune person. Even as a child, I've always been I've always been able to connect with spirit very easily. And, we have good and we have evil. We have darkness and we have light. And just as easily as you can access the light, you can access the darkness. And you can access that darkness without even really having knowledge of the fact that you're doing that, or having knowledge that things are slipping through the cracks. And I think that's what was happening. Okay, because I've always been a very spiritually open and spiritually in tuned individual. So I was I went through a lot of spiritual warfare and a lot of spiritual attacks, because just like, you're being watched over by your guardian angels, by your spirit guides, by your ancestors. They're watching over you. There are other spirits that are watching over you too, that don't want you to do good for people, that don't want you to give people clarity and give people closure and help people to heal. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, I was up against a lot, and it just got to the point where it was overwhelming. It was just overwhelming. And you know, I have a child. I don't live in a house by myself. So I'm like, I don't want what I'm doing to affect the people around me. Now, if I live by myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been going through it for so long. I've always, been so in tune with spirit. Is something that doesn't scare me. But for somebody that's not used to that, or somebody who's never experienced something like that, it could be a really, really scary thing. So I don't want to bring that into my home, and then my loved ones around me start experiencing things that they can't explain, and then they're scared shitless. I don't want to do that. So that's why I kind of got rid of my cards and put the cards down. For some of you who have booked automatic writing readings with me, I am able to do automatic writing. I discovered that I was able to automatic write when I was about 12, 13 years old. I was too young to really understand what it was. And of course, I opened up a door that I had to close, because I didn't understand what I was doing, and I didn't understand what that ability was. And something came through that I didn't want to come through. So it's kind of spooked me a little bit, being that young and not really having a full understanding of what was happening. So now that I'm older and I understand what it is and I know how to protect myself, that is something that I will probably start doing. And when I do start offering that service, I will let you guys know. The thing about automatic writing is, and why I like tarot more than automatic writing, is because, to me, I don't need the cards to tell me what it is that I need to know about you or about the situation. That comes to me intuitively. Okay, when I used to do readings, or when I do a reading and I say, "Oh, spirit said such and such," that's not just me making up something or pulling something out of my ass. That's really spirit telling me, giving me a downloaded message about whatever it is that you need to hear. The thing about tarot is I feel like it takes less energy because you're just reading the card and you're going with your intuition and it just flows. You understand what I'm saying? But when it comes to automatic writing, I don't have the cards there, so I'm literally just raw, downloading spiritual messages. I have to be in a very deep meditative state in order for me to do automatic writing. It's not something that comes easy for me. It's something that I can do, but it's not something that comes easy for me. So that's why I'm like, if I do automatic writing, I will probably take maybe one or two people in a day because it's exhausting. I've done automatic writing before, and I did a reading for someone through automatic writing, and she asked me about 3 different people. So I'm pulling her energy, getting messages from spirit for her and for 3 other people. And by the time I was done with that, I was completely exhausted. So that is something that I will do. But it's not something that I'm going to do very often. You get what I'm saying? Like, if I get messages or if I get downloads and I feel like my viewers and subscribers need to know something, then I'll definitely hop on here and let you guys know. If you want to book with me personally, then I'll let you guys know, when I'm available, the prices, and whatever the case may be. But it just takes a lot out of me. That's why it's not something that I particularly like to do. That's not something that I really offer because it takes a lot out of me. It really does. Maybe there's a better strategy, to do automatic writing. I haven't found that strategy as of yet. That's why I'm like, I don't really know. But it can be done. It can be done. Y'all, this moon in Scorpio is really, we went from moon in Aries. Now, when the moon was in Aries, people was really with the shits. I feel like when the moon was in Aries, the fixed signs were really affected by that. I feel like because Aries is a cardinal fire sign, and I feel like that really like struck a match under a lot of these fixed signs asses, and they were just showing out during the moon in Aries. And now with this moon in Scorpio, it's the water signs that's showing out. Like, it's the water signs that's showing out. I feel like moon in Scorpio is affecting the cardinal signs the most, because I feel like with Scorpio being a fixed water sign, Scorpio is dealing with emotions, but Scorpio is dealing with very suppressed. When I think Scorpio, I think suppressed, because Scorpio represents the waters that don't move. Scorpio represents the ponds. Scorpio represents the lake. Scorpio represents stillness to me. It's still, but it's deep. Scorpio to me represents the very bottom of the ocean. The part that we can't see, the part that we can't get to, the part that we can't access. That's what Scorpio represents for me. And with the moon representing your subconscious fears, subconscious knowledge, okay, your subconscious mind, suppressed emotions. When I think Scorpio, I think of suppressed. So all of the things that people have been suppressing, all of the things that people have been pushing to the side, emotions that have not been dealt with, things that have not been touched, the unhealed. That's what the moon in Scorpio is really shaking up right now. I had to pour me another cup. I'm moving this right quick, y'all. Oh, goodness. Let me just get comfortable here. But yeah, that's what the moon in Scorpio means to me. Now, everybody has their own, take on things and how they feel about, Scorpio and the signs and what they mean. Everybody has their own interpretation. So, what the hell? Why can't I? But I feel like with this moon in Scorpio, it's bringing out a lot of emotions, suppressed emotions. People are having to really deal with these suppressed emotions and things that may have been bothering them. I feel like it's all bubbling up to the top. It's almost like a volcano. The moon in Scorpio, it's almost like a volcanic eruption. It's like everything is just bubbling up to the top. And it's almost like everything that you've been trying to avoid dealing with, it's in your face now, and you don't have a choice but to deal with it. That's the moon in Scorpio. The moon in Aries. Oh, good Lord. I need both my hands. The moon in Aries, like I said, being cardinal fire. The moon in Aries stirs shit up. It shakes shit up. Moon in Aries is like smoke. It's smoke all day long. It's conflict. It's confrontational. That's what it's conflict, and it's confrontational. When the moon is in Aries, I mean, people wanted smoke. People wanted, they wanted smoke. They wanted to fight. They wanted to argue. They wanted to go back and forth. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, my moon sign is in Virgo. Okay. Those of you who know me, who've been following my channel since I started 2 years ago, know that I'm a Cancer Leo cusp. I'm half Cancer, half Leo. Okay. I was born between July 19 and July 25th. So you do the math, you figure it out. And my moon is in Virgo. Now, it's funny because my moon sign is in Virgo and my mother's sun sign is Virgo. So I feel like what I suppress, my mother exudes. Okay, because your sun sign is what everybody perceives you as. People think that your sun sign is what makes you. Your moon sign is what makes you, not your sun sign. Your sun sign is what people perceive you as. Okay, when somebody says, "Oh, it's giving this, it's giving that," that they're, to me, they're talking about your sun sign. When it says, "Oh," people tell you, "Oh, it's giving very much Gemini," or "It's giving very much, Sagittarius." That's your sun sign. That's what people perceive you as. Your rising sign is what you want people to see you as. Okay. I feel like your rising sign is that personality that you push out. That's what you give outwardly. Okay, is your rising sign. Your sun sign is how people see you and how they perceive you. But your moon sign really talks about who you are on the inside. It talks about who you really are subconsciously, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. That's what your moon sign talks about. And that's what people really don't see. I think I've touched very shortly on the moon in Virgo. Okay. And what I find with moon in Virgo people are, the moon in Virgo person has a hard time with ciphering or having a clear understanding for other people's emotions and what goes on around them. Now, we know Virgo is mutual earth. This is a very grounded sign. This is a very logical sign as well. And I find that the moon in Virgo, they have no problem with understanding their own emotions, but they have a problem with understanding and deciphering the emotions of others around them, even the ones that they really care about. It really takes the moon in Virgo some time to have emotional understanding for others. We see things in a very logical manner. Not saying that we see things in black and white, but we don't know how to handle other people's emotions. It's hard for us to do that. Like, we have such understanding for ourselves and our own emotions, but when other people show us and express to us with their emotions, it's almost like it's not that we don't care, it's just that we don't know what to do with it. We don't know what to do with it. Let me see something. Why does it look like my oh, that's why. Okay, I could hardly see. Okay, there we go. That's much better. Good Lord. I was like, what the hell? Why can't I hardly see in my camera? Because my light was down. Okay. But yeah, I find that with Moon and Virgo people have a hard time with understanding other people's emotions. We have an understanding for our emotions and our emotional needs, but we don't understand other people's emotions or their emotional needs. And we care. We care. And we'll take what you say into consideration, but if your emotions, is saying that 1+1 is 3, we don't, we don't really, we don't know what to do with that. We just don't. And people, they deem us as very cold or, unattached, and that's not true. It's not that we don't care, it's not that we're cold, it's not that we're detached. We just don't know what to do with other people's emotions. Like, you could be crying in front of me and I'm just like, okay, I'm immediately uncomfortable, and people think because I'm a Cancer sun, that I would just jump in and just, what I'm saying. But it's like, my moon is in Virgo. I don't do well with other people's tears anymore. I don't do well with, I don't know what to do with you. I don't know what you want me to do. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I may give you some ideas of how to get out of the hole that you're in. I may be able to give you some pointers of what you should and shouldn't do. But, I'm not going to sit here and rock you on my lap. I'm just not going to do that. Especially being half Leo. Especially being a Cancer Leo cusp. Shout out to all my Cancer Leo cusp. And also, we're in Libra season. Though we are not in Libra season. We are going into Scorpio season. So happy belated birthday to my Libras. Happy birthday to my Scorpios. My sister's birthday is coming up actually in a few. Oh, my sister's birthday is coming up in a few days. So shout out to her. Happy birthday to my Scorpio sister. I really do get along with Scorpios. I actually have a lot of Scorpios in my workplace, and we get along very well. Me and Scorpios, we're very neutral. We get along. We get along. Okay. But being a Cancer Leo cusp, I feel like, us especially, we get the best of both worlds. Fire and water. Oh, honey, that equals drama. Drama. If you're the kind of person who likes drama, who likes tea, who always wants to know what's the 411, what's going on, whatever the case may be, get you a Cancer Leo cusp. We always got some shit going on. All right, y'all. Hello, everyone who hopped in the chat. How is everybody doing? Hopefully you are doing well. Safe, happy, and healthy. Safe, happy, and healthy. I have ranted about the Capricorn, Scorpio, Virgo moon, Cancer Leo cusp. I mean, I have ranted. Okay. Make sure that you're doing your protection work, especially this season going into Halloween. Don't go in blindsided. Make sure that you're doing your protection work is very important. The veil between the physical and the spiritual realm is very thin. Okay, make sure that you're aware of that. And it's nothing to be afraid of. I don't say these things to make you afraid. You shouldn't fear anything. Okay, because all we are really are spirits that are, existing in this realm, in this fleshy suit. That's all we are, basically. And when this fleshy suit, checks out, we go back into the spiritual realm. So it's nothing to be afraid of, but it's definitely something to be aware of, to be educated about. You get what I'm saying? And to make sure that you're protecting yourself. When I come back on here on this live, I'm going to touch a little bit on dreams and manifestation. I spoke a little bit about that some time ago, and people seem to really flock to it. So when I come back, we're going to be doing a live, and we're going to be talking about dreams and manifestations and what your dreams are trying to tell you. Because I know a lot of people have been getting a lot of, funky dreams here. And it's because the veil is thinning. The veil is lifting. It's lifting, and you guys can feel it. And I know you can, especially my light workers and my tarot readers and everybody who's a part of the spiritual community. That veil is lifting, and a lot of people are being able to connect to spirit and they don't even know it. So I'm definitely going to be doing a video on dreams and manifestation, and different meanings and symbolisms in your dreams, because to me all your dreams are is you not necessarily astro traveling or astral projection. We'll talk about that too. But that's when you're the most connected with spirit, is when you're asleep, because the body sleeps. The body, your physical body goes to sleep, but your spirit never sleeps. Your spirit doesn't sleep. Your body sleeps. So when you're having dreams, that's your spirit traveling through different realms. And that's when spirit mostly, connects with you, because there's no outside and physical distractions, because your physical body is asleep. So there's nothing to distract you from spirit. So that's when spirit is really trying to reach out to you the most and warn you or give you signs or messages about certain things, or even when you can come under attack is when you're asleep. Okay, because that's when your crown chakra is the most open. So we're going to come back and we'll be talking about that as well. And we'll be talking about astral projection as well, because I've been seeing a lot, especially on the internet, a lot of these people who just, they think spirituality and being a part of the spiritual community is like some kind of phase or a fad or something that everybody can do. And, oh, we can all astral project. And just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Just because you can do something, just because you have the ability to do something, doesn't mean that you should. It doesn't. That's why I want to speak on that as well, about astral projection, because I see a lot of young people, and I'm young myself. I'm not, I'm under 30. Barely. But I've been seeing a lot of this where even in some of these rappers, they talk about astral projecting and leaving their bodies and traveling to these other dimensions, which is very, very real. And you can do that. And you do have the ability to do that, because remember, you are a spirit. You are a spirit. You just live in a body. But just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should. If you really don't know what you're doing, don't play with stuff like that. If you really don't know what you're doing, don't play with stuff like that. Okay? Because you can leave yourself susceptible for possession, for spiritual attacks. You can leave doors open that are not supposed to be left open and invite things in. If you really don't know what you're doing, don't play with stuff like that. Don't look at all this little spiritual stuff on the internet, and you get what I'm saying, and all this hype about spirituality and astral projection and connecting with spirit and blah, blah, blah. And you think it's all fine and dandy. It's all good and peaches and cream. And then you do that and you mess around in a situation that you don't know how to get yourself out of. So Divine has warned you. Divine Cancerian herself has warned you. Just because you have the ability or you discover that you have the ability to do something doesn't necessarily mean that you need to do it. Okay? Have some kind of self control. And until next time, you guys, I love you guys. Excuse my nail, I'm missing a nail. But I love you guys. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And until next time, bye.